We've also been talking about this on stream. This idea with the green-red breach deck, cut the Goblin Engineers, cut the experimental synthesizers, go up like 1 land. Spider's up 2. I'm only playing 20. I think with 4 Wrenn and 6, you just don't need that many. Yeah, 20 is plenty. But we're playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker instead here. And Fable does a few interesting things. I will say that you don't have very many, almost nothing that's good to copy with Fable. The only thing really is Saga tokens, which is good, but besides the Saga tokens, you have DRC, which is pretty minimal. But ramping with Fable is really nice to help with the combo turns. The card filtering with Wrenn and Six is pretty powerful. Fable and Wrenn and Six go well together because you have the extra lands to loot away. And just, generally being able to loot away dead cards in the face of hate is kind of nice too. And attack, and have a more cohesive beatdown plan. It does make the deck maybe about the same speed actually, because Engineer is also a pretty slow card. So, this is this and obviously the synthesizer version I'm considering for my RCQ tomorrow. I definitely feel like I need to give like 1 or 2 reps with this version. Don't think I left that league with super strong opinions, but I always feel like the Marty Obosh Shadow deck was a little bit underrated, a little bit underplayed. You turn 1 Canal. Ooh. Okay, Breach has been a lot more popular on Magic Online lately. Here we have just have the combo. I wonder if is it ever better actually to hold up Heat, because if they have Emery on turn 2, I can't play my grinding station turn 2. If they just don't, then we're fine. Then drawing DRC, you get max rewarded. Oh no! I tried to click on the Saga. Okay, didn't get punished. I thought I clicked on the Saga, but misinputted, I guess. I guess we still need to find a 0 mana artifact. We have so many looks. We can get one off the Urza Saga too if we need to wait. Although the DRC being dead, we have less looks. Yeah, so we draw Mishra's Bauble or Mox Amber. I think we have exactly enough cards in the graveyard to go off. Maybe we're actually 1 short. I think we have exactly no. We're sorry. We're 1 card short because we need 1 extra card to be able to mill over the grinding station and then mill over the Grapeshot and then be able to cast it after that. So let's see what we draw. Not super helpful anyways. So yeah, this turn we're just gonna go, I think, Basic Mountain into Fable, Unholy Heat the Ragavan off the Springleaf Drum, and then next turn we can get Mox Amber, discard cards to the Fable. Yeah, being able to just like casually discarding 2 cards to Fable is like weirdly super relevant. Weirdly super relevant just to get the cards in the yard for your grinding station turns. Because without access to Emery, you need to fill up your graveyard a little bit more than the Jeskai version does. They gave any chance for Sylvan Anthem. I know you want to keep the curve as low as possible, but it's a way to lose Meowth to Fury. I mean, the deck already has like... I'm already playing so many Answers to Fury in the sideboard. Sylvan, like, people also say this all the time in Elves, and it's starting to like really... I really disagree. It's like people go, if you play the green ley line, or if you play Sylvan Anthem, you're really good against Fury. It's just not true. If they go Fury, Malak Rebirth, even if you have Sylvan Anthem in play, you're super blown out. And even if you don't, like, it's still, if Fury is still going to get you, you know? It's just, I just don't really understand. Okay, so they're going to go Ragavan. They're dashing Ragavan? Iteration. Breach Iteration, okay. So we should be alive here. Probably don't want to mill them here. Okay, so I think we loot away both lands. Just try to get max cards in the yard here. Float a mana. Get a Mox Amber. Mill 3. So we are looking for Ragavan here. But thankfully we have Ragavan in the deck. Okay. Opponent knows what's up. Happy to concede. I'm going to bring in the Boseijus, which can break up their combo at instant speed, even through a Teferi, which is a pretty unique effect. Usually cut one land, especially now that I'm up an extra land when I bring in the 2 Boseijus. Needle's a bit awkward in the matchup since we're mostly just naming the same cards, although notably you can name Imri with Needle in this matchup. Alpine Moon is a one-sided effect, so definitely comes in here. I do feel like the Fables are kind of slow. I think I don't want the Shadowspear. I don't think it really comes down to like Urza Saga beatdowns in this matchup very often, and even if it does, you don't need the Shadowspear. I don't think you want. So Needle. Actually, sometimes I've found in this matchup you can like just like naming Grinding Station because like you're a somewhat better beatdown deck or somewhat faster deck. You sometimes win that way. Let's actually bring in the Needle. Something against the birds. I mean, we have Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolt. I don't think we need to bring in Run Afoul. Would recommend playing it for the showcase. I think Breach is a really good deck. I think this and the Jeskai version are both good. I'm not like convinced that this is the best version, but I do really I love how like much lower to the ground this deck is. It has a much lower curve. It's a lot faster, but it is weaker to graveyard hate and has less card selection too. Can I explain why Saga dies and there's a Blood Moon in play? Something about Sagas getting sacrificed when they have no counters and the fact that the moons remove the counters from it for some reason. So it's really hard to cut Ragavan in this deck because you need it for Mox Amber. Otherwise, like, I could get it behind trimming 1, but the Fables are also worse on the draw. I think it's fine to just be down on Fable in this matchup. Can't actually dash Ragavan from the bin? Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, why not? It's not an alternate cost, is it? You may cast a spell for dash. I guess it is an alternate cost. Non-land cards have escape. Escape cost equal to the card's mana. Okay, so it doesn't have... You can't just cast it. It just has the escape. Okay, I see. Right. Word. I'm gonna keep this. We're on the draw. We're on the draw with Fetchland Bauble. We have, the moon. Moon is, pretty powerful card in this matchup too. So if you Hexpress out away the counters in Saga, it sacks itself. No, that's actually not how it works. Oh no, sorry. It's not counters. It's not counters that the Saga gets sacrificed. I misremembered. It's Saga sacrifice themselves if they have no chapters. If they have no chapters, they sacrifice themselves. It's no further comment on the issue. I was watching a Rock Rick video. I was wondering how necessary Wrenn and Six. Wrenn and Six is super important. I mean, obviously, it's just like the Mendings are really bad without the Wrenn and Sixes, but Wrenn and Six is also like a broken card, and it's just one of the best cards in Modern, and it's going to continue to be like super powerful cross formats, or cross archetype superstar, and just goes in every deck. Unfortunately, Lavinia. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's get our Wrenn and Six down. Or hopefully they could have Spell Pierce. Cool. Could maybe have attacked actually and ping if they block, but I really also need this land. Hopefully they have a Saga. think him would be fine in Modern? No, I think him would be like annoying and too good probably. There's a lot of cards that people like, would these cards be fine in Modern, and like the gameplay around them like really sucks, and even if they're not like literally broken, I'm not really interested in having them in Modern. Cards like Stifle, Rashad and Port, Him to Rock are all like pretty miserable pretty miserable cards to play against. I'm just like not that into them. It attacks me for 2. Interesting. Oh, right. Might even still be worth it for the Surveil here, though. Because now I have Delirium. Oh, no, I don't have... Sorry, I already have the enchantment. Okay, maybe not worth it, then. Maybe not worth it, huh? Okay, we'll keep the Lightning Bolts. I'm actually going to name Grinding Station. I can go like Breach, Bolt, Bolt a few times if I'm going to be comboing off, and I'm definitely at risk of being comboed anyways from the spot. I think this is fine. Turns on Delirium for me. Can block Lavinia. No, I don't think I should kill this Lavinia. I don't think that it makes a lot of sense to graveyard it for Delirium in that exact spot. What's the thought behind the 4-bolt 3-heat split? Is looping bolts a common line? Yes, like keep burning your opponent out and killing them is very common, especially with Breach. Heat is really good though, but that's the thought. Okay, so next out, Soul Guide Lantern. Now that Yorin is gone, my LGS has gone from 30% blue-white back to 100. Do you have any advice? I expect I'm not the only one experiencing this issue. Yeah, register some Turoks, probably. Would be my advice. Okay, down to 11. Let's bolt Lavinia. Definitely graveyard that. So I could cast a Breach, but then I think they get more value to the Lantern because they probably have to sack their Lantern to kill my DRC soon anyways, right? Could keep that on top. Remember that Alpine Moon is a not symmetrical effect. They sack the Lantern to draw a card. That's huge because now I can go like Breach, Bolt, Bolt next turn. They're on 5 cards in hand. You originally had Blast over Heat. Is Heat that much better than Blast? Yeah, Heat is really, really important. Heat is really, really important, where Heat deals with Archon of Cruelty, it deals with Primeval Titan, and it is that much more important, yeah. So they cast Lavinia before Heat. So maybe they just play Lantern again. Did I even use Wrenn? Oh no! I forgot to use Wrenn and Six. I actually forgot to use Wrenn and Six for like the last 4 turns. Damn it. Yeah, only a paper legal play. Really surprised they didn't go for Lantern. They must have like Spell Pierce or something. I'm gonna get attack for 3 first, and then go for lethal with the Breach. You graveyard almost any card, probably every card. Definitely that one. The other day you said it's time to put Ending in Bangkoko. Did I add a Xander's Lounge or something to the mana base or not bother? You don't need a 4th color or anything for Ending. Okay. It's fine. I have another breach for next turn. They also are dead to my channeler. I could have obviously like played around that, but I think it's just better to go for lethal, right? I guess I could ask Bauble first, maybe. Can you not skip it instant speed? You can, but the bolt is on the stack, not in the graveyard for me to escape again. They might want to play this game like I think they used their life total pretty poorly this game. They could have taken so much less damage if they had just sacked the lantern on my graveyard. You could have pinged with Wrenn? No! I forgot to use a Wrenn last turn? I think I forgot to use it the turn before and the turn before and every turn since this card entered the battlefield. A coincidence though. Alright, so we're going to attack first. Yeah, if I just used Wrenn those turns, then my opponent will be dead by now. I can have myself cut hard. Alright, so we attack first. Should have brought in the Pyrite Spellbomb, huh? Alright, you got any 0 mana interaction? Snotcaster bolts you. I think I'm 3-0 or something like that against the Jeskai version with the Gruul version. Although here, like, it's kind of hard to evaluate because my opponent, I think, misplayed by not sacking the lantern on me. I don't know. Beat them at the SCG2 against a pretty good player. Huh. Weird hand. I feel like I can keep it on the draw. I have DRC plus Amber for Surveil, so I have 3 looks at a second land. I've got a lot of cheap burn. Not too far away from the combo either. Shaze, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Catacomb. Thoughtseize. Yikes. Well. Trade your first original blast and the breach burn small attacks with like 60 saves or heats that better. Yeah, the thing about heat is like without heats you can't kill Primeval Titan, you can't kill Archon of Cruelty. I do think that the heats are that much better. But obviously I was winning a lot of game with the blast too, but this was my experience. Go up against Scam. Use a heat here. Lands. Okay. I'll take that. Play mono red with 4 Shrapnel, 4 Galvanic Blast. I have this deck that I kind of want to play again. Hold on. I have a mono red version. Oh, here it is. Mono red Artifact Burn. This one's obviously not playing the Breach combo, but it's playing 4 DRC, 4 Ragavan, 4 Epicur, 4 Bomat Courier, 4 Blast, 4 Bolt, 4 Shrapnel Blast, 4 Light Up the Stage. Flood deck. Okay, let's make a Saga token. Play this so I have a 3/3 to block the 2/2. Have I seen any Omnath? Very little Omnath lately. Yeah, we could play Tybalt in that deck. Yeah, this deck actually started off trying to be mono red Asmo Breach, splashing green for Wrenn and Six. And I ended up figuring that it was just way better to cut the Asmos. Just way too many slots. Alright, let's go for the block. Very unlikely to work, but I'm gonna go for it. And then I guess if they kill the construct, I'm milling myself here. Been playing 4 Bolt, 4 Galv, 3 Shrap, Rag, DRC, Saga, Goyf. It's been good. Interesting. Goyf is an interesting addition. Milled over a Shadowspear. It's fine, I guess. We're, you know, we're in a spot now. Oh no, we're maybe missing a red source to kill if we draw Breach. Guess we could get a Springleaf Drum. Boseiju. Alright, let's get Springleaf Drum. Play the Boseiju, pass. How did Esper micro combo go? It was okay. Like, we were curving out well, we were drawing well, I thought, but like we played against like a lot of combo decks that just outdrew us. And that was the whole league, I guess. And ironically, is Boyo Breach Blue Moon playable with all the domain decks? There's just too much Blood Moon. Too much Blood Moon, I think. Alright, I think I'm going to bolt the token right now. I know this opens me up to an attack, but that's okay because I kind of want to be able to attack back. Yeah, so I guess, but Blue Moon maybe. But the thing about Blue Moon is not a deck in Modern. Blue Moon is not a deck in Modern. You can play Murktide with main deck Blood Moons, but like the Blue Moon as people think of it is not a Modern deck, or it's not one that you should be playing, I think. It's really bad if they have Malak Rebirth on the Reflection, actually. Is it Murktide Blue Moon in a way? Yes, it is. It's, you know. I mean, it is the same deck or whatever, but it's just it's not the deck people want to play. They want to just play like these super duper high curve and freaking Rouse Eric, but you just can't do that anymore. Tenacious Underdog, Dingo, what are you doing? Maybe the Underdog's okay. Yes, but we're talking about the Fable tech. I don't know if you've tested it anymore, but I definitely wanted to give it a go or two. Wanted to give it a go. I definitely wanted to top deck Underworld Breach as well. We don't have a Ragavan in the yard. That's okay. I want to through the Breach again. You could through the Breach. You could through the Breach. So, I may not be able to say this while comboing off, but when doing this in paper, I found it really easy to just keep track of the storm count. Just like out loud declare what your storm count was in relation to the amount of mana you were floating. So like right here, like I'm floating 2 less mana than my storm count. I would say that out loud. And then we would just keep track of the storm. And then when I found the Grapeshot, then we would know how much mana I have, and then I would just double Grapeshot them or whatever. But I found that to be a really like easier or cleaner way to do this in paper than like using, you know, just pen and paper and everything. Just say out loud, this is the storm and my mana floating is this much in relation. In the Jeskai version, it's much easier in paper because you just win with Oracle. Yeah, just win with Oracle instead. Pretty sure there's a Grapeshot in the deck. Wait. Sorry. Because I know that there was like a list. No, that was playtesting. Me and Andre, we forgot to proxy the Grapeshot. Okay, it's in there. It's in there. Yeah, we forgot to proxy the Grapeshot, and we were just like playtesting and scooping, and then we realized we forgot to proxy it because I couldn't find one. There you go. Good Grapeshot, you know, for billions here. I'm liking Fable. I mean, this is our first league. It was good the round one, and then I sided a bunch of them out in the against Jeskai Breach, but I would have been trimming some synthesizers anyways. I was starting to like Engineer more, but like I think Fable makes sense. I think one like really quiet thing that Fable does for the deck is it just puts 2 cards in the graveyard. And I was definitely interested in just like ways to put more cards in the graveyard for faster combo kills. I made a full teamer list. I prefer. I tried teamer, and what I really didn't like about teamer was just how high the curve was. I didn't play test it that much, but I just like felt like I just always had like a million 2-drops in my hand, just like that, or so slow to deploy. But maybe it was just like the matchups I was playtesting. And now my sideboard plans are a little different. That's okay. I usually want the Needle, I guess, 2 for hers in this matchup. And then I want to go up on Boseiju's of Blood Moon. So I think I can go down on the combo a little bit. Can I show the teamer list? I did it in paper. I didn't do it on Magic Online, unfortunately. I'm sure it wasn't too different, though. I'll talk about it in a second. I can trim the 4th Mox Amber in these kind of matchups. Maybe I'm trimming the 4th Fable, too. 4 Emeries instead of 4 Fables. So what I don't like about Emery is it's like, I don't know, you just don't have that many cheap artifacts. It's okay. You could play Emery. So like basically the teamer list was I got the engineers and the synthesizers. So these are heats basically, but I went down to like 5 burn spells. I'm down to like 5 burn spells, and I was playing 4 Iteration, 4 Ledger Shredder. I think I was playing 2 Emery. Hold on, what else? I think maybe I had to trim on DRCs also. So it was like 4 Ledger Shredder, 4 Iteration, 2 Emery, 2 more grinding stations, and maybe I was playing 6 removal spells, or maybe I was playing 1 DRC. I just didn't like it that much. The mana's worse too, also, obviously. How often have you Grapeshot for value? Pretty often. In fact, like against the blue-eye control, I kept having games where I would like just like set up for like bolt you, cast a spell, they cast like a counter spell, then I'd Grapeshot them for like 5 or 6 for lethal. That'd been pretty often. Yeah, I just felt like the curve was so high. All the blue cards make the curve so high, and like if you're splashing blue, like you're wanting to play like a decent amount of the blue cards I found. Do you think 4-color Rec is a good deck for paper RCQs? It got a lot worse with the banning of Yorion. That was your best matchup. It's probably okay. One nice thing about having Emery in the deck, though, which is why I was only playing 2, was like I think to go off, you need to have like 4 or 5 cards in your graveyard to start. I think it's 4. If you don't have a Ragavan and Amber in your hand, or if you have like 0 mana artifact grinding station, no Ragavan, you need 4 cards in your graveyard. And sometimes if you're choked on like the cards in graveyard for the combo, in the version with Emery, you can play an Emery and it's fine. So risk 11 months, I can thank you. Or you can dig for an Emery and cast it. But it's not like also like the biggest deal either. Okay, Lightning Bolt would be a nice pickup. Let's play the Fable here. Kind of interested in like maybe looting both of these away even. This is the deck I played at CG. It's kind of an updated version of it where we're trying out. So Spider Space basically cut the synthesizers and the engineers to play Fable, and then play grinding stations, which I think is fine. You could also no. So if you play engineer, you have to play synthesizers. Engineer's just too bad without it. Okay. Okay, so let's discard, I think, just Breach. No, Breach Channeler, because they have so much graveyard hate. Make a token. Copying tokens with Fable maybe our plan here. And Needle Unlicensed Hearse seems to be important. Don't really need the extra mana either, I guess. Need to find a removal spell for the Voidwalker. Is Vivian combo still seeing experimentation or a little too slow? I know Andrea's working on it. I would say that it's definitely still something to be trying. I would say the Fable's looking pretty good here. Much better than Synthesizer. Because that's, obviously the main thing we need to be thinking about today. Curry with the 2 back. If that's for a deck tech, you can post a link in chat. I think I'm just playing the Fable. Elementals. Very difficult deck to be deck building for at the moment. One thing is, I don't think I'd be playing Flamekin Harbinger. I think I would try to maintain a... This card keeps wrecking me. This card keeps absolutely destroying me. One thing is, I think I would be trying to maintain a little bit of a higher card quality. One thing is, I keep seeing decks with 3 Leyline Binding, and I'm losing my mind. If you are putting Leyline Binding in your modern deck, I think you should be playing 4. This has pretty significant deck building restrictions to facilitate where you're, although you're not. Okay, if you're gonna play Leyline Binding, you need to play an off-color black Triome. So it can be 1 mana. You shouldn't be playing Leyline Binding and have it always be 2 mana. It costs you very little to put a black Triumph in your deck to have these cost 1 mana some amount of the time. I do also think it's going to come at the cost of Cavern of Souls, but you probably shouldn't be playing Cavern of Souls anyways because you need to be playing 4 Wrenn and 6 in the deck, but I digress again, I guess. Yeah, you need to be playing 4 Wrenn and 6, 4 Leyline Binding, Black Triumph for the Leyline Binding. I'm not sure exactly what the best one is. No Flamekin Harbinger. Probably no Muldrifter either, just so you can play the full 4 Wrenn and 6. Muldrifter, I think, is relatively unnecessary. Not a bit. Yeah. You have to cut the Caverns, but you want to cut Caverns anyways, I think. So you can just play 4 Wrenn and 6. But also if you want to play this Cavern of Souls version instead, then you shouldn't play Leyline Binding in the first place. And I'm also worried that this deck has just no interaction for big mana decks. Has Justifaries for Cascade decks. I guess it has Endurance for Living End, but I'm worried about the amount of interaction in this list, or the type of interaction in the main. Force of Negation, maybe if you're gonna play this version, could maybe even be a main deckable card because you have so much card advantage too. Obviously, a lot of loose thoughts too. It's hard to build the exact 75 for something like this, but let me see if I can visualize it a bit more clearly. Yeah, I'll just Jegantha. Pretty cool play. Thank you, Ragavan. Not quite a lightning bolt, but yeah. So I think how I would build it is I'd be on 23 lands, no YouTube, Wrenn and Six over Utopia Sprawl, 4th Leyline Binding, no Lightning Bolts, no Flamekin Harbinger, probably not main deck the Endurance. You could main deck the Endurance, but also playing like 3 Force of Negation, 3 or 4 Force of Negation in the main, I think is how I build it. Which I think is kind of interesting. I'm making a token this turn. You can go make a token into Springleaf, make a token Springleaf Drum, cast Fable. I think we'll do that. Uchiha, 11 months, thank you. Yeah, Jegantha doesn't get pitched to Fury very often, huh? That's actually really funny. So scared of Hidetsugu consumes all. Wish I could Pithing Needle it. Oh, they took my Springleaf Drum earlier, so I have to get Mox Amber. That's okay though. I'm gonna do this now, just in case they kill my Ragavan. I can cast the Fable. I know it's one less power toughness on the construct. But like they may be waiting till combat because of a dashed Ragavan. Why Undying Malice, Feign Death over an Undying Evil? Because they're better in multiples. If you have Undying Evil and you've already Feign Death, then it has a counter on it. You can't Undying Evil. Okay, 2-0. 2-0. I really think Grapeshot's better than Oracle. And like I think it's better than Jeskai version 2, where you get Jegantha, and it's a better card to naturally draw as well than Thassa's Oracle. And I have it in like maybe over 100 matches at this point. I haven't had an issue killing someone with. I haven't had an issue killing somebody with the Grapeshot. There's one time Ragavan hit Grapeshot and exiled and I didn't have it, but like it would have been the same thing for Oracle. Power Conduit's a pretty interesting suggestion in a Saga deck with Fable, but maybe that's just too many like dopey 2-mana artifacts also. Let me cast the Wrenn. But you're playing Imri Iteration, no Shredder. That's interesting. That definitely gets the curve lower. Maybe I'm just always blinded by Ledger Shredder. Kind of would I play Bolt instead of Blast, but whatever. Yeah, I think this looks better than the teamer list I had. Just like not playing Shredder or DRC like gets the curve, or like specifically not Shredder. I think it makes it look better. Still a much higher curve than this deck though. It's interesting. The mana is also like probably like not as smooth as it looks either. I both want to try Blast. I just love that Bolt kills Shredder on turn 2 is always my thing, but what is my opponent playing? Some kind of domain deck. Let's discard, I think, just 2 lands. I could play the Boseiju as land if I need to here, but like maybe holding it for a binding is okay also. If I tried Shredder, Phoenix with Founding the Third Path. Not with Founding the Third Path, no. I mean, it's just like, one thing is I found that Founding does not play very well with Expressive Iteration. It's a big issue. They have Prismatic Ending for the Fable. It's fine. That'd be pretty nice, so I could play another Fable this turn. I know it's just discarded 2 lands, I guess. Drew 1 anyways. Let's just play Fable in every deck, huh? It's nuts. Luis Navidad. Oh, there was. We did the other deck tech. If you post a link in chat, I can take a look. You try anything exciting at the fair? I had this like really good like lobster bisque balls. They were in ball shape. They're called something else, but they were really good. We had some good beer, some good craft beer. The meme would be way better if the... Wait, can you just not... It'd be way better if you still had only 4 types for domain. 3 leyline binding, only 4 types. Just play the black triad, you know. Has been my recommendation to everybody. Okay, so I'm going to discard, I think... Grapeshot Fable? Maybe I'll keep the Fable. I could also Grapeshot plus Bolt. I could also go Breach plus like 3 bolts this turn, maybe. Can also find Grinding Station. So let's cast Grinding Station first. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. This deck list is hard to wrap my head. Seems like a lot of random on-meta value cards for a combo deck. Well, what's great about this deck is it is a lot of random on-meta cards, but they have a ton of synergy with the combo, which is awesome. That's like the main thing I really like about this list is that, well, yes, it is a lot of, like, all the cards are so good, and they all have a lot of synergy with your combo, which is, you know, ends the game on the spot. It's just a really good formula, I think. Obviously very similar to the Jeskai Breach version too. So we need to find a Mox Amber and a Ragavan, but those cards, you know, are in the deck. There's all three Mox Ambers just now revealed. That's really funny. So now we need to find a Ragavan to make the Mox Amber tap for mana. There's the Ragavan. Oh, I should cast the Mox Amber first. So if they kill the Ragavan in response, though, I have a mana available. Although... Yeah, I guess I'll just sack the Springleaf Drum right now while I have the untap. Okay, and they can see. Yeah, I know I have an extra mana from the Goblin attack. I just don't need it yet. Why do you not mill on ETB of Station when I tend to go off the same turn? I've been doing it in paper. It's like kind of a pain to do on Magic Online, so if I don't need it, I don't, but it's just kind of a pain on Magic Online sometimes. But I guess in that spot, I just, you know, sack the drum. Okay, oh sorry, I just realized this. I just realized I have this extra station in the sideboard, which I had from... I had the second station earlier, so this should just be like probably a second Run Afoul. We'll, you know, make that change for later. Which is good actually, because I really wanted to get a second Run Afoul, or maybe a third Orvar, kind of depending on, I guess, on how I'm feeling, but we'll come back to that, circle back. Oh, also, sorry, the Ratchet Bomb was a Goblin Engineer target, so maybe... Yeah, maybe it's just like 3 Orvar to Run Afoul now. I guess I should have looked at the sideboard a bit more, huh? I was working on the Esper list this morning. Andrea DM'd me about this. I just kind of put it together. Okay, but we are sideboarding, and we're up against some kind of goofy domain deck. I feel like I'm going to bring in the extra Boseiju because of the binding. We saw very little. We saw Prismatic Ending, we saw Teferi, we saw Omnath. I think we go down to like 2 bolts. Yeah, Orvar is for creativity, the creativity matchup. Realm Smasher, 16 months, thank you. Spike wins with any 75, apparently. Yeah, but this actually works out really well, so I've been thinking about this a lot more. Orvar is, I think, the best card for creativity if you're not playing blue or white, and you don't have access to, like, you know, Howled Moonlight and Counters Magic, which are, you know, more versatile effects. So you want them in this deck. And then I wanted the extra Run Afoul also for Murktide, and so I guess I just get both those cards, huh? Is Grapeshot my only breach outlet? Or you can win with multiple bolts if like if the breach gets randomly exiled. Alright, turn the Surveil into a land. What's the big draw to Wrenn? Wrenn and Six. Wrenn and Six is nuts in the deck. It's like the best Mox Amber enabler in Modern, because instead of being on a 2/1 or 1/2 fragile creature, it comes on a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. Oh wait, are they just... No, we saw Prismatic Ending, so they're not a Cascade deck. Yeah, and it works really well with Saga, and it's also Wrenn and Six. You know, the card is just like pretty busted. This spot feels +1 to Synthesizer. Yeah. Although Fable is like probably winning against Synthesizer 3-1, and is Fable just for card selection, Delirium, pseudo ramp? Yeah, it also has artifact synergies in the deck. It also like is good. It's like card advantage with Wrenn and Six a lot of the time. And I've been saying this some, like this deck does, compared to the Jeskai version, this deck does need a few more cards in the graveyard to go off, because you can't dig for Imri to fill up the graveyard a little bit further. And so with that dynamic. Wow, I love that they're doing that when I'm going to sacrifice my Saga. Kind of unreal that they would do that. Yeah, so it's kind of a combination of a few different things, but that is certainly part of the dynamic. Let's keep that on top for now. If the Wrenn gets countered, we have Delirium, but I do want to land if the Wrenn gets, you know, countered here. Although now I could go Bauble, Graveyard. Oh, sorry, I don't have Delirium. I had Delirium before the Saga came back. Now the Saga is gone. Delirium, I mean, obviously after the Bauble gets sacked, but this is fine. It's fine. Wrenn doesn't get banned for marketing reasons. People will be less likely to buy Modern Horizons sets. People are going to buy Modern Horizons sets no matter what. They already banned 2 cards from Modern Horizons 1. Wrenn's been around for like 4 years. I don't think that is a statement that makes a lot of sense to me, at least. Niv Mizzet. Okay, they put Lightning Helix and Teferi Time Raveler into their hand. Okay, that's fine. So let's go Fable for Surveils here. Trying to find Delirium. There we go. Oh, I thought I tapped that for red. Kind of mostly just looking for Breach, I guess, but so much selection, it's crazy. You could have play correct Bauble, get Delirium, attack for 6, then plus Wrenn. Yeah, I was a bit worried about them having like Leyline Binding on Wrenn though, so I wanted to get the Saga. Helix the Shaman. Yeah, I think I'm sold on Fable. Yeah, let's go for the combo. Get Mox Amber. Let me actually just cast Underworld Breach, and then if my opponent's trying to like remove Breach, I can just bolt them a bunch. We're gonna cast Breach, attack, then cast Grinding Station post combat. They obviously have something here, but it is hilarious that this doesn't stop the combo. Why is this an enchantment again? Does anybody remember? The timing's not up to... There's not a good timing for them, I think. Oh, I guess they could wait for me to middle for the Grapeshot like this. That would actually work. I can also just bolt them a bunch. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to cast that. Oh, I exited my Mox Amber on accident. Okay, it doesn't matter, but they conceded. I didn't mean to do that. We're 3 down. Since it's solid if it draws a land, I think we can probably keep... How have the extra stations felt? I think that the extra... So I tested extra stations earlier, because like I was thinking you could just sack Synthesizer to the stations, and that was fine. You did the engineers. Obviously, I didn't try it with Fable and stations, but I liked engineer more than engineer plus synthesizer more than station plus synthesizer. But I think I'm going to end up liking this more than that. Why the 4th station sideboard? It shouldn't be there. I forgot to update my side. I had 1 grinding station and 1 ratchet bomb in the sideboard as like in the Goblin Engineer version, which is out of date. So those are now going to be 2nd Run Afoul, 3rd Orvar. Ooh, Castle Lock. Putting against coffers probably. Could be still scam, I guess. Yeah, I think you're supposed to cast the Fable here. Now that WotC doesn't own Moto anymore. WotC does own Moto, right? That's not a true statement. And doesn't really tournaments for Modern Legacy. Do you think we'll see other bannings? Yeah, I don't know how those 2 points are correlated. Wizards does own Magic Online, surely. Surely, right? Oh, they own Magic Online. And don't call me Shirley. Ooh, nice. Oh, sorry, I should have looted first. I meant to stack it the other way, but now I think I have to make sure I can Wrenn and Six this turn. We get Mox Amber. Just discard a bolt. Wizards doesn't manage any cards. That's outsourced. Yeah. They I know they outsource it, but they own it, right? They have a third-party company working for them, which is something I think is very good. I think that's a good change. Not that I know anything beyond that, right? But I've said for a long time that it would probably be better managed that way. Shieldred. Wow. So we flip Fable. Yeah, I don't know. I will say to some extent, like there's still like a really popular opinion that Magic Online is like some kind of like dying platform that's really horribly managed, but I think they've been doing a good enough job, like a solid job managing it for a long time. But it's also clear like the team doesn't have the resources they need, and hopefully this outsourcing is good. Spotty for 23 months, appreciate you. Oh baby. Who would ever cast Cruelty of Gix in Modern? Madness, right? Okay, they're gonna search. They can return Liliana next turn. No, only creature cards. They actually don't get anything back next turn. How'd the SCG even go? I got 24th. I ended up losing like 2 win-ins to top 12, unfortunately. But I like the deck. I have to text the group chat looking for magic cards. No Luxior. Yeah, sadly no Luxior. 3-0 against Cabal Coffers with Cruelty. One Run Afoul. Okay. No idea what they tutor. Maybe Urborg. Do we ever have lethal next turn with like copying Saga token? Probably not. Deck tech for JF. Is this too linear slow for Pioneer? I can take a look. I think I'm not cracking the Bauble here. Take damage, smaller constructs. Not the best draw. Oh, right. That was the Shieldred trigger. Okay, I'm going to get my Shadowspear. I'm going to equip, copy. These are going to be 8 power, 7 power, hit for 15. Which is 1 short of Wrenn and Six being Wrenn and Six being. Not that I would have enough mana anyways, I guess. So I'll just pick up Saga. I feel like I missed the deck tech earlier. Wonder if this is built correct. Oh yeah, the leyline binding thing. Right. It wasn't real deck tech. Okay. Okay. I don't think the Traxos looks like it has a home here. I think that this strategy, and this is like I think something that's already like I think becoming understood and something I've been saying for a long time. I digress. This strategy of put a big creature into play, sack it to Ob is not a good strategy. This is not something that's good. Oh, they get the Shieldred back, right? So maybe this okay. So they didn't get Urborg. 7 mana. I will say that Rotting Regisaur is a good Pioneer card. It's a card I like. I think that Shieldred is good, obviously. Meathook Massacre I don't think is main deckable in Pioneer. I know that's kind of funny with how it's like, you know, banned or whatever. So this is going to be 6, 7. I think I'm still not cracking Bauble. Yeah, I know it's, you know, banned, but in standard, right? But I don't think it's a card that is main deckable. I don't think Hidetsugu Consumes All is main deckable either. I think that you need to be playing like, if you're gonna be playing Rotting Regisaur and Shieldred, you should be playing like Embercleave, Bone Crusher Giant. You should be playing like much more aggressive cards. Tenacious Underdog, maybe the Blood Tithe Harvester, which is a card I've come around on. Probably not be in on this. Okay, so we can Boseiju the Golos, which is dirty. So let's go equip, make a token, copy Boseiju. Oh, Boseiju's 2 mana. Boseiju's 2 mana, so make a token, Boseiju. Make a copy. Leaves me with not enough mana to equip Shadowspear. Okay, but I'm going to make a copy before they get an extra mana, I guess. Make a token, tap it to the Springleaf Drum. I guess I should just do this, actually. Yeah, so I just pinged them. Just pinged them for lethal. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good to go. Yeah, copying Saga tokens is really good, but that is the like only good thing you have in the deck to copy. Beep. Yeah, if you want to play Rotting Regisaur, Shieldred, Interactive Stick, you can. You need to play like 3 Embercleave, 4 Bone Crusher Giants. You need to be aggressive. You can still play Thoughtseize. You can still play Dreadbore. But you're probably at that point not playing Fable, not playing Meathook, not playing... you could maybe play Traxos. Embercleave untaps Traxos. That's kind of sick. I allow you to play 1 copy, but it's not that good, probably. You can play 1 Croakson, maybe. Probably also not that good. Okay, so we're up against Cabal Coffers. Definitely going to bring in the extra Boseijus. Cut a land when I bring in the Boseijus usually. Moon is fine. Veil of Summer, great. Edel's maybe okay. We didn't see Archon. Depending on what version they have, they definitely could be on Archon, but I think it's a bit too early. I want to cut 3 lightning bolts. I think I'm keeping in the heats. I think going down on the combo is okay. They have a lot of disruptive elements. Let's try this plan. I think trimming 1 of each combo piece is fine in some matchups. I think this one is one that makes sense. So this deck doesn't run enough artifacts for Blast. You could play Blast. The thing is, like you don't have enough artifacts to like super consistently have Metalcraft, and then like Lightning Bolt killing Ledger Shredder on turn 2 is super important. So I usually rate Lightning Bolt higher than Blast in this deck, and you could play 1 Blast over the 4th Bolts, but I think you just want to play 4 Bolts. And then Unholy Heat is currently a really important card in the metagame to kill Archon of Cruelty. It also kills Titan, which is a card that, like, if you play Heats, like your Titan matchup's just so much better. Is Orvar not good enough to bring in for Lily? I guess they're on Lily too, huh? Alright, let's play 1 of Cheeky Orvar. For fun. Can they use Veil to stop Orvar's effect? I mean, they're a mono black deck, so they don't have Veil, but yes, you can. But then, like, if your opponent has to bring in Veil against your Gruul deck, you're, you know, not unhappy either. Yeah. Just Breach plus Bolt is a really common way to win the game, too. Okay. Good enough to keep. Maybe turn 2 Fable. Remember, especially in the face of removal, you want to cast your Mox Amber before Ragavan so you can make sure that you can tap it for mana. Oh boy. I mean, Voidwalker is really good against me, and I am a little light on removal here, but I think this is fine. Ooh. A gift. Alpine Moon is okay. I'll keep the Moon. So if I hold the explosives, I play around a second Voidwalker. I also give them the ability to play Wooded Foothills. I think that's okay. I think playing around second Voidwalker is a bit better. Yeah, opponent's playing mono black coffers. Yeah, I just love that this like has so many good, powerful fair draws, you know, and then has like a 2-card combo. The deck's really good, I think. If they crack Foothills to keep the explosives, I guess we just do it in step, right? Yeah. For whatever reason, I was thinking that they would just be able to like sack the Voidwalker in response to this and play the Foothills. Oh, turn 2 shielded. That would have been so sick. Suspends Profane Tutor. What does Foothills do for them? Yeah, it's a land for if they have Urborg, but yeah. Hey, this is the line. This is the line. Okay, now they're not going to be Voidwalkering, so we can just crack this now. Oh, we hit Shieldred, but we don't have double black. Too bad they don't have Urborg. There are some dreams that cannot be, and there are some storms we cannot weather. I graveyard that for Delirium. Also future Wrenn and Sixes, I guess. Delirium. No, Alpine Moon only affects opponent's lands, doesn't affect your own lands. Guess they're probably getting Damnation off the Profane Tutor. Ooh, Blast Zone. Wow. It's kind of nuts. I might loot away the moon at this point. Moon's coming back. Can't hit Shielded this turn, unfortunately. Just play the grinding station. Could put Jegantha in hand too, but I don't think I want to have to use a treasure. Is there a replacement for Monkey? No, there's no other 1-mana legendary creature that works well with Mox Amber and is modern playable, and like works well with your artifact package. There is some deck in Murktide you can replace Delver with Murktide. You can replace Ragavan and Murktide with Delver of Secrets or Sprite Dragon. This is not a deck where you can place Ragavan. Zergo. I mean, I would play. You could play Imri and you could play blue red, but the deck's still like a lot worse without Ragavans. Okay. Karizev creates Ragavans. So Breach doesn't win the game anymore because of the Voidwalker. Wrenn and Six would have been a good draw up until this turn. Not much to do besides put a Jegantha in my hand, I suppose. Do you prefer this version of the blue one? What are the difference? This version has a much lower mana curve. I think it's much faster. It is a bit more... a bit better aggro draws. It also has like I think a better grindy late game because of Wrenn and Six Saga, although it's close. This version is also worse to Graveyard Hate, although Cutting the Engineers mitigates that somewhat, but worse to Graveyard Hate and has less card selection. They can Voidwalker E, blow up my board. I mean, they could blow up all the zeros. That would be bad, I guess, but not the end of the world. No, that was their E. That was their E. There's no E under Voidwalker. I don't know why they wouldn't attack here, though. Could get Millen, huh? No, you can't play Jegantha copy it. You cannot copy legendary creatures. Tandy's stream description is Spike. Raid me, please. You feeling generous today? So I think my opponent has to have a board sweeper here, right? I guess just a removal spell would keep them alive enough that I'll play the Jegantha. And then maybe I could be like a little worried about Archon of Cruelty. The thing is, if I play the Wrenn and Six and they sweep the board, they can attack the Wrenn, and Wrenn is currently a 3-turn clock, so yeah, I'll just play Jegantha. I guess they can't Archon of Cruelty me, right? Because I mooned them. Never mind. Yeah, this is the line. Okay, we are 4-0. This version has been feeling awesome so far. Let's get a trophy prediction. Easy keep. Can you put back the Channeler? Yeah, your opening hand just looks so much better with Fable too. Oh, this is Zach Allen. I love Zach. Did a team NRG with him and Caleb one time. It was really fun. He's so nice. Zach was like the nicest person ever. Yeah, it looks like creativity. Fetch, Shock, and Blood Crib, so turn 2 Thoughtseize. Very painful start. Oh, no. Ice, maybe? Gross. Ice is so good. Yeah, we'll see if there's any tech against the Orvars here. No third lands. Maybe another ice, though. Could also have Spell Pierce. Got a lot of stuff. Okay, I kindly invite you to stop. Draw a green source, I guess. That'd be pretty lucky. Okay, Grinding Station Breach is not half bad, though. Don't have a third Fire Ice. I can't emotionally take it. Ooh, no Spell Pierce is so good for us. That's nuts. Alright, this is pretty good creativity tech. Opponent ices twice, never finds a third land. Might be on the discard Archon Cruelty Persist plan, though. That'd be okay. I need to play Fable over Grinding Station to get cards in the yard, too. If my opponent Archons... Probably select the token, because the Wrenn gives me a land and it's a legendary for Mox Amber next turn. Okay, I think I'm good on cards in the graveyard, but just in case I'm not, I'm going to fire off the bolt. Fell, 8 months, thank you. Oh, I guess I needed a 0-mana artifact too, which we thankfully just found. Okay, so we go Grinding Station. We found Mox Amber. Again, I should be doing the extra and tap, just a little bit of. I guess I'm doing it here actually. Just so much easier not to a Magic Online. We win. It's gonna take some clicky clicks though. Always feels very good to win game 1 against creativity. Did I not float a mana there? It always feels very good to win game 1 against creativity. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the Ratchet Bomb here. One thing I really like, I like Ratchet Bomb against creativity. I don't like explosives. What's great about Ratchet Bomb is you don't have to hold up 2 mana the whole game. Which is, obviously not the case with the explosives. I just hate having to hold up 2 mana the whole game. Lantern is okay because they're on the persist version. I'm gonna cut the Shadowspear. I'm gonna cut the 4th Fable. It can be kind of hard to tap out for. Colonoscopy, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. I never go less than 1 bolt in the deck. Yeah, we were gonna win. We were gonna Grapeshot there. I think because you have an Unholy Heat, you don't want Run Afoul, but you can bring it in. Boseiju for ley lines. I think seeing Persist, we're probably not supposed to infer ley lines. Could be wrong. Should have gotten 2 Fables. Yeah, the big changes are we're on Fable now instead of Goblin Engineer Synthesizer. Pyrite is a Saga target? I think Pyrite's a bad Saga target in this matchup. Did I say Lantern is? Oh, this Lantern, right. I was tearing it apart earlier. Where do you go, Spellbomb? I mean, Spellbomb was an important card for the deck to beat Sanctifier and Vec, but Leyline's not symmetrical. We're talking about Leyline Binding, not Leyline of Sanctity. Or Leyline of the Void. Oh, Leyline of the Void. Right. That's probably good enough reason. We'll play 2. We'll play 2. I think because you have Unholy Heat, you don't need Run Afoul. That's my take. Yeah, there's just some Leyline Binding, but yeah, Leyline of the Void is probably good enough. To bring in one more. Well, maybe just 1/3. How do you win if Grapeshot gets exiled? Urza Saga, Ragavan, DRC, Wrenn and Six, or Lightning Bolt off of Breach. I mean, it's the same thing. I don't know for the the Jeskai Breach deck, right? If their Oracle gets exiled, they still have plenty of value. In fair matchups, I assume go down to 1 station, 1 Mox. I'll trim go down to two Moxes sometimes. You could maybe this is a spot to cut it. I feel like I almost never think you want to cut the down to 1. Or if it's just like if it's too deep in the deck, if you're digging for it, you can't make enough mana to kill. But I could be wrong. I'm gonna go to 6 cards here. If Wrenn wasn't in the format, would I run mono red? I mean, I would just play the Jeskai Breach versions. This is, an archetype that's existed for a long time. Just a different color combo. But I've been liking this, I think, more than the Jeskai version. Although I'm just also addicted to low mana curves. Gloom, 25 months. Love you, buddy. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Hopefully they Thoughtseize. No, this looks like Wrenn and Six. An evil card for evil players. Bane, 15 months, thank you. Only the most sinister of players would include Wrenn and Six in their list. Do you miss Mingu? Yeah. I've been like, me and Esther have been downstairs. I'd be like, Mingu, do you want to come watch TV? I'll call up to an empty, we're empty nesters. How long did he say? He was here for like 4.5 days. Pretty long time. Guess we play this out. I mean, I guess Heat is not the most relevant, huh? Cycles Jun Triome. They usually just have as a Dre or Mingu, like a bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Thoughts about unbanning cards, only allowed them to be used in one pure build. I mean, these just kind of like a, what I like to call bored questions, I'm bored, let's do something. Let's unban cards, but you can only use them in my pure pet deck, Just bored behavior. Okay, I think I actually play the Ragavan to incentivize the minus so I don't get ultimated out of the game. Yeah, barbecue is banned in the chat. It's kind of like an old meme, or not a meme that the mods took kind of seriously. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been banned for years. Do you know why they only do bans that don't have restricted lists in modern? Restricted lists suck. They make gameplay really bad, or it's like, oh, I drew my one of Uro. Yeah, restricted lists are really bad, I think. I don't think that they make formats better. I think I'm gonna crack the Lantern digging for Breach. So digging for a grinding station. Yeah, I mean that's also just that's also bored behavior. Oh, let's restrict cards instead. It's just I'm bored. Let's just say things. Okay, let's see if we draw Orvar here. If not, I think I don't Veil. Now I will Veil to stop the Archon triggers and hope to draw Grinding Station. If I don't draw Grinding Station, I think we just lose. Maybe Heat. No. Let's go game 2. Game 3. Game 3. Yeah, I think I have to play one another Fable. I think we can cut a Mox Amber too. Click submit. Yeah, but stuff like restricted list, stuff like you can play these ban cards, but only like in these pre-con decks. They just make Modern more confusing than it already is, you know. What about temporary bannings? Like they could have banned Fable and Pioneer, but no way it stays ban worthy. They did that in an arena for a long time. Like they would suspend cards, and I don't know. Like some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I never really was into a format like that. So like one thing I think would be cool would be like a playtest queue on Magic Online, like a no ban list playtest queue, a playtest queue for if a card was unbanned for like, you know, just every week you have like a random playtest queue. It would be fun. The problem is like card speculation would go crazy where people would like, you know, buy out cards that are in the playtest queue all the time. So like it would be like for the secondary market a nightmare, but for the players it'd be pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, restricted makes a lot of sense for Vintage, where like the whole concept of Vintage is getting to play every card in Magic, right? Like, you know, there's a format where nothing is banned, but if you get to play just, you know, four of each Mox In, 4 Lotus, 4 Time Walk, 4 Recall, you know, every deck is like pretty much the same. So like restricted means you still get to play with the cards, but you get to actually have gameplay. Okay, on the play. Really weird hands. We have no Orvar. We have DRC Bauble. This hand's like okay if we draw a fetch. I think it's probably a keep. And we could like use the DRCs to dig for a breach. If I see Orvar on top, I'm gonna keep it. Hold on. Got a text about getting some of these cards for the deck for tomorrow. No! No! I didn't mean to put that on top. Just, so many misclicks lately. Fuck. Brutal. We still have one more look at a land, but obviously I just never want to keep that on top there. Feels so bad. Sorry, believers. Congratulations, doubters. Maybe they think you topped Orvar. I mean, that's the only thing that makes any sense, is I have an Orvar on top, so yeah, maybe my opponent just plays around it the whole game. Maybe we get Fire Iced here. We did find Breach. Actually, yeah, finding Breach is a really big deal. We did get Fire Iced. Okay. Okay, we wouldn't have found the land anyways, but... I mean, if we draw a fetch land here, then all of a sudden we have enough mana to combo very soon with Veil of Summer up. We're actually not doing bad if we draw a fetch land right now. And we just don't. Well, I guess I could have Spell Pierce too. What a crash and burn right at the end, huh? What a crash and burn right at the end. And it looks like Zach's not even playing around Orvar. Even though it does make sense for me to have kept it on top. Imagine the Orvar here. Okay, sorry. Obviously that's like a very frustrating into the league there. Although let's go ahead and run it back with the new sideboard changes. Open the chest though. How do you play around Orvar? You could like creativity for 2 sometimes. Be able to summer up, but Yeah, maybe just have the attitude of, you know, I can't play around Orvar is fine. It's hard to play around. Although, you know, the creativity player, they're working on it for sure. Not much in the treasure chests. The worst Liliana. Okay, yeah, but